but I didn't see it, how much stuff was buried inside. And remember, I sit in my male energy, my masculine energy. What does that mean? I'm the provider. I make decisions very quickly. Okay. And also, I stuff my stuff in. I stuff my shit in.
No emotion.
We're really good at that. We're excellent at that. Start with yourself. So make time for yourself. Because if you want somebody to think you're valuable and you want somebody to think your services are valuable, that you want somebody to think that you have a beautiful asset to share with the world, starts with you. So do that for yourself. Value yourself. You have a gift. You all have a gift. You all are blessings to this universe. You all add something beautiful to this world. So don't hold yourself back. Take the first step and see where it leads you. Welcome to the Alchemy of Success Coffee Break. I'm Pedro.
I'm Anna. And today we're going to talk about I'm on vacation every single day because I like my occupation. Hello, back to our podcast. I started singing this song when we jumped with Pedro. And he was like, what is this song? And I'm like, you feel like on a vacation when you love what you do. And I say, how are you doing? Yeah, pretty busy. And do you love what you do? Yes. And I say, perfect. So let me talk about this. And the reason why we want to do it is because I don't know how many of you knows, but there is a statistic that, don't catch me, maybe it's not the last number, but around 85% of heart attacks are happening Monday morning between 8 and 10 a.m. when the people are on the way to work, when the working week, so to say, is starting. And there was also a lot of researchers from Forbes and so on that the most of the people has already internally dropped their job. So they kind of resign from their job. They actually don't want to do it. So that means every day when they go to work or do what they do, they don't feel like on a vacation. They feel like doing something what they don't enjoy, but they feel kind of stuck and obligated because of the pile of bills to pay and so on. And Pedro is a person who has managed to completely shift from an area where he used to work. And he enjoyed it also. It was a huge, I would say growth there to an area where he adores doing it, even if it's a lot to do. And Pedro, that's why before I say way too much, I'd like to, before we go to the path, how you were able to create this every day feels like a vacation because you love your occupation. What was the life before? So what was your working experience? How did you felt? And maybe at the end to tell me what was also the reason why you decided to drop this occupation or this direction, even if you were very successful.
Sure. So in the beginning, it was all about, trying to do what I need to do to be successful in society's terms of what success is. Work hard, make good money, keep going up the ladder, all this good stuff. So, but along the way, earlier in my career, I did have a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun in certain companies, a lot of connections with the staff, a lot of connections just with the people in general. And it was fun. It was very tiring, but it was fun. But it never felt like a real vacation. Obviously, it was still work. I have to get up. I have to do what I need to do, and work the long hours. But it was definitely periods of fun. Would not say that it was not. As you go in your career, you focus more on how you evolve, and you see things as the corporate setting. What the real relationship is between employee and employer, and you start sort of shifting yourself how you behave there and what your mindset is. So it becomes more of a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Becomes more of a routine. So yes, you can get up in the morning. Some days were tough to get up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, but overall, it wasn't horrible. So towards the end, before I made this massive shift, it was. I'm being very honest. It was truly one of my best experiences in the corporate. I really loved the company, the people that I work with, and it was just amazing, amazing organization. But it always felt something missing.
Mm-hmm.
So it really felt always something missing. There wasn't that massive amount of joy inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was happy from a perspective of I'm doing this work. I enjoy the people. Like I said, love the company. The people are great.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't joy inside my heart every day when I go to work.
The excitement, kind
There
of
wasn't
like
the
excitement.
excitement, the joy. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that. I know there was something missing. And obviously my wife saw it clearly more better than I did because she was
Mm-hmm.
asking me these questions. So there was something there. So eventually what led to the shift was, I think I've said this in an earlier episode, was a conversation that I had over breakfast with my wife. She asked me the important question of, are you really happy at work? And that question led to all these other things that where I am today. Okay. It made me to reflect. I wasn't really happy. I really truly wasn't happy to the core. So I go through whatever path I needed to go through. Self reflection, doing different things here and there. And then I found my sweet spot. My sweet spot. Go ahead.
Stop. Before you go to the sweet spot,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask you?
Yeah.
Is it enough to decide to drop a very successful career with a very stable, good amount of money that creates, the stability for you and for your family? Is it enough to drop all of this just because you didn't felt the excitement and the joy?
So it was enough because it wasn't my calling.
Okay.
So the calling to me,
Expand.
exactly, the calling to me was basically going from doing something that's just based on the automatic actions and doing something that you have to do every single day and helping the company's bottom line. Yes. But my calling is really to help people at the deepest level.
Mm-hmm.
So the joy that I needed to express and experience that I'm doing now is I can still make money. I can
Mm-hmm.
still do well for myself, but is doing things that just I am so passionate about. And I get a reward every time I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the end of
Okay.
the year when I need to get my bonus or promotion. Okay. I get a reward every single day that I'm doing what I'm doing. To me, that took me to a whole different level of what joy is, excitement, and just falling in love with the smallest little things in
Mm-hmm.
life. I mean the smallest little things. Like I'm happy just, doing work in my garage. I was just telling Anna, I'm happy doing whatever I need to do. It's like I find joy in many things right now, not just what I do because of my new career, but is that joy to connect with people so frequently. And Anna, our last episode was a social butterfly, right? So I am that kind of person. I love to connect, but it allows me to connect at the deepest level to help
Mm-hmm.
people. And the joy that I get, Anna, after every session is just mind blowing. Like I put that singular joy of one session,
Mm-hmm.
with a person, 20 years of joy with I did in corporate. That's how I'm comparing it to you.
Wow.
So imagine
Okay.
doing that
That's
and
powerful.
getting up every day and feeling like that.
That's vacation.
That's
It's
be
like you're getting everyday multiply bonuses, so to say. So that means every time after a session. So that means what happens for you is that also your currency shifted, so to say,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So
Yes,
the
that's a good way
currency.
to put it. Yes. My abundance is not just financial. My
Mm-hmm.
abundance is also the joy of doing the act and receiving the energy that's transpired between two parties.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So that's why my thing goes like this. I'm like, If you see me when the client comes in, they come in maybe stoic, maybe happy, but most of the time they're here to work on themselves. So they come in the way they do. But when they leave, it is undeniable that they just experienced something amazing. It is undeniable that they were able to process something beautiful. It's undeniable.
Okay.
Not only do they feel it, I feel it. So, well, you know what brings me joy?
Mm-hmm.
The other person feeling good, the other person feeling balanced, the other person feeling joyful. Because I feel like that is what we should all be focusing on in this world that's so crazy right now. Just be happy, do what you love, do what you inspired yourself to be, and just do a random act of kindness, whatever that is. But put that beautiful energy out there, and trust me, you're gonna get it back many different ways.
Maybe for the people who doesn't knows you, can you just a little expand on from what career point you started and what are you currently doing that brings you this excitement and joy? And
Sure,
also, how was the shift? So
sure.
of course you said you go through the shift, but maybe also what was the most challenging part in the shift and why it's worth going through this shift. So I think why it's worth, you just expanded it actually very good. Uh, but yet, how was the path?
Okay. So, started as a clerk in the purchasing office, not for profit, age of 19. Then moved on to accounting. Receivables, accounting, typical stuff. And then it moved on to an analyst job. Okay. Financial analyst, worked myself up, manager, director, VP, SVP, EVP, CFO, then EVP again for a very large organization. Okay. So that is my career path. So I started very low and just kept going up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Put a lot of hours, a lot of sacrifice. But I learned a ton, obviously, when I was doing that. So I learned a ton, which I'm super grateful for. And I made a lot of beautiful connections while I was there, a lot of relationships, which I still have till this day. So I'm grateful for that as well. Okay. Okay. So at the last stop, I've really found my power. I found my balance. I also found more joy into what I was doing. But I guess because of all of that, and I was going deep within privately, meaning meditations, introspection, self-growth, self-awareness. I was going through all of that privately. Nobody needs to know my business, but I was doing that.
As you were working.
As I was working,
Okay,
absolutely.
as you were working, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was going through that. I guess because of that, I was able to understand that even though I have all this stuff superficially, I wasn't truly finding my joy every day at work. I wasn't really finding the moments that really brought me joy. And to be honest with you, I'll use the word bliss. Because if you see me after sessions, I'm not kidding. Like even my whole thing is just completely different. I'm like even out of my body at this point. I'm so happy. Yeah. So, but I knew there was something not there, and I felt it more and more, especially towards the last year. Okay, I felt it. I felt it. And I didn't realize it until, like I said, the question was asked, and then I really dove within. And I'll repeat the scenario because I think every time I say this, people actually resonate with what I'm about to tell them. So what happened was, had breakfast, sitting down, my wife and I, and she looks at me as we're talking. Then she goes, "Are you really happy at work?" Like that. She's questioning me now. I guess she caught something that I was saying. And I go, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy at work. Like that. Like not like, yeah. No, like, yeah, I'm happy at work. We're going through good job. I love the people I work with, blah, blah, blah. They're fun. It's like, yeah, I'm happy at work. Then I said to myself immediately after I did that, like, why the hell am I pausing? Why am I not being like, fluid and confident in what I'm saying? So I questioned myself. I go, what? And then I said like this, am I really happy at work? So I literally leaned back on my chair and I closed my eyes. And I kid you not, as soon as I close my eyes, I get one image after another, after another, after another. It's like a mini life review. Well, I'm still alive. But it was a life review about when I was actually happy at work. And the images that I saw had nothing to do with the promotions, had nothing to do with the bonuses, the awards, had nothing to do with any of that. When I was really happy at work, the joy that I felt in those images was when I actually was being in service of somebody else. And when I felt that energy here in my heart to those images, that was so strong. I mean, so strong that it shook me. I was like, wow, I didn't know I had that kind of passion inside of me.
Mm.
But it wasn't about work. It was about just helping people. So I'm like, dang. So I opened my eyes. So that hit me so strong. I opened my eyes and I told her, you know what? I guess I'm really not that happy at work. And I told her, I don't know if I should continue be doing this because maybe I need to pursue my joy. And my joy is doing that, helping others. So maybe people call it an epiphany, a divine moment, whatever you want to call it. But it's something that made me stop in my tracks and reassess my entire life, my entire career in that one moment. But when I talked it, when I spoke it of maybe I'm done this part and I need to explore how to basically service other people. When I spoke it and put it into reality, it felt so right. It felt so right. So obviously we have to make a decision collectively, as a couple, and then we have to make sure that it's right financially and everything else.
Because
So
you
we
were
say,
the
yeah,
provider, or you're the provider in
I'm
the
the
family?
provider. I'm the sole provider. I'm the
Okay.
sole
The
provider.
solo
So it's a
provider.
big decision.
So that means when you cut this, it's like
Yeah,
you're
I'm
like,
cutting everything. Yeah.
and there is no really social support in USA, like for
No,
example,
not when you
Germany.
make a certain amount. No. They don't support.
Okay.
They
Okay.
support you if you make very little income. For the people that are really in the poverty line, they support you. There's a lot of benefits. But as you get to a certain level, they don't. No, they don't. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
And did you have savings, or what was
Yeah,
the
we're fine.
situation?
Yeah, I don't want to talk
Okay.
about my financials, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
good. We were fine. So that's why we were able to go ahead and explore what this actually means, and then give myself, maybe people call it a break. People have these long periods that they stop working for a year and see what they want to do for the rest of their career. So just explore themselves a little bit more.
Okay.
It happens here, actually, in the US. People tend to do that.
Oh, okay.
So I put it in that mindset. Let me go explore. But I need to explore what I'm feeling, what I feel like I need to be doing. So I go in and meditate and make sure that what I'm saying, it actually feels right and it is right. I'm being guided to do. So we do it. We decide to go on through that journey. And then, I quit my job. And I go through this crazy process. This crazy process that people call the dark night of the soul. It definitely was mine anyway.
Oh,
Here's what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And for the people that are listening out there, I know people love to listen to all these different gurus and do all these different things and everything, all these activations and all that stuff. But I'm telling you right now, you have the ability to do everything for yourself. You truly do. All the power, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, everything that you need within yourself is within yourself. You have access to that, but you need discipline to learn how to access that information and that guidance. So what I did was that I'm talking about long meditations on a regular basis while I'm working, when I'm trying to figure out, what's my next career move. And it was 6 months of pure, deep dive of myself. And I'm telling you, Anna, I didn't know I had that many fractals and many versions of me, but I saw them. I don't know if I saw them all, but I saw a lot of them. I saw my ego. I saw my insecurities. I saw my everything that in all the actions and all the moves that I make, and I'm still making, my emotions that are coming out, the words that I'm speaking. I saw so many different things of myself. And I'm like, dang, it is related to trauma. I didn't know I went through it, but clearly I did. Then I went through another aspect of me. Then I saw my inner child in my own meditation. I saw one in the left eye, and then I saw one in the right eye, different ages. I've had so many experiences on your own. I want to say this again. You just need to focus and tap within, and you have the answers for yourself. But you need to be humble enough to go, I'm ready to be raw with myself.
To go through the shit, right?
To go through the shit.
And don't build. Please don't build like a house there. So don't stay.
No, it's just seeing it.
One question, maybe also for a listener: what was the role of your wife during this time? And why I'm asking is because you say you were the provider, so you met the decision together. So okay, it was like as a couple. So that means the risk was known. What was her role in this path? How did she support you? And did you have back there also kind of plan B to say, okay, if it fails, I'm just going to go back to my previous work? Or
2 years,
how was the process?
2 years. So absolutely. So first, understood, align yourself, be cognizant of, okay, can I do this financially? First, if you can, excellent, that you go ahead and explore the move. Number 2 is she was extremely supportive, spiritually, emotionally. Okay. So she was there for me. And because it's a collective decision, it's not me, okay, I want to do this. And no, it's a collective decision.
And the other person blaming you like, oh, exactly. You brought us in this situation, blah, blah, blah. You know?
Exactly. So we gave ourselves a time period to get this thing, figure out what it is, because it is a massive shift. Okay. But I knew that I cannot do this shift if I'm still working full time, my 50, 60 hours. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But, I cannot do that. It just doesn't make any sense. So I had to go and explore. And I'm glad I did that, because otherwise I would not have that introspection of those 6 months of really diving deep within yourself, which actually allowed me to do what I'm doing today. So she was supporting me in every step of the way. She was guiding me, actually. She was the one that pointed me out to the first thing I was dealing with was past life regression. That's the first thing that the real, income producing piece of me that I found joy in. She was the one that was guiding me to all these different things, exploring, like nudging me. Hey, maybe you should look into this. You'll be good at this. Maybe you should look into that. Maybe you should look into that. So she was not only supporting me, but she was also giving me some guidance. Because remember, I'm going through this thing where I'm seeing my old trauma. I'm realizing it. I'm trying to transcend it. I'm trying to honor it. I'm trying to accept. I'm going through all your phases that you discussed about. But guess what? She was also going through the same thing. We did it together. Because, this is why it's a blessing in disguise that we were meant to be, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what anybody else said. We were meant to be. And we were literally going through the same thing. She was going through her cycles. I was going through my cycles. She was supporting me. I was supporting her. We were there for each other every day. So,
did you felt in some moment pressure to go faster or to start like faster earning, or how, how was it for you?
Well, the first 2 weeks I was going, what the hell did I just do? I quit my job. Of course. I'm normal. I'm human. I'm like, my God, did you make the right decision? After the first 2 weeks, I was going crazy.
Right? Getting crazy, right?
Yeah. No, because the first 2 weeks, you're reassessing. Wait a minute. Did I just leave this lifestyle and it's unknown at this point because you're starting from scratch. You're starting from scratch. Should I have just made it maybe smoother, doing something part-time? And I said, after the 2 weeks, after the fear went away, I said, no, actually, no. It had to be done this way. It had to be done this way because I needed to go through the process that I needed to go through.
And what happened after the 6 months?
So after the 6 months, I landed with, Dolores Cannon, became a practitioner, And level 1, level 2, started getting clients right away, starting building my business right away. And now as the years have gone by since I left my job, I've been involving myself doing other modalities, all in the spiritual sense, but always connected to the mind. I saw the pattern of the mind, always something about the mind and learning about the mind and helping people with that respect. So not just
So
spiritually, but also the mind.
different aspect, like
Absolutely.
hypnosis, and different aspect of it's you created your toolbox, so to say, after
Mhm.
the 6 months, started to creating a different toolbox so you can create your own method to support people to go through their own process. So actually what you are doing now is that way you went through alone to help people to go through maybe faster through it,
Yeah.
through your guidance, right?
Yes.
So not to go for a 6 month, but maybe
It's an accelerated version.
Accelerator. Exactly. It's like a, it's a time machine. You know, it's a time machine. So you shorten the time between. So that means when somebody is thinking of the idea of shifting and willing first to go through the process of what is everything that's stopping, or like creating the old identity, so to say, to kind of, restructure it, transmute it, and put it back into the right shape again.
But that's why after those 6 months, I'm a very firm believer in this. I had to unload and make space for everything new to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know that, but I was filled with so much crap inside of me, in my cells, from all the stuff that I've been through. Okay. Like I said, I didn't grow up in a rich family and all this stuff. No, I didn't. I didn't. So I went through my trials and tribulations just like everybody else. Okay. I'm nothing special in that sense. We're all special in a different sense, but in that, it's pretty similar to a lot of people.
Mm.
But I didn't see it, how much stuff was buried inside. And remember, I sit in my male energy, my masculine energy. What does that mean? I'm the provider. I make decisions very quickly. Okay. And also, I stuff my stuff in. I stuff my shit in.
No emotion.
We're really good at that. We're excellent at that. But then we're also the first ones to end up having a heart attack and having all this, dealing massive amount of stress.
There is also statistic around that.
Of course. So because we don't express what the hell's inside of us and what needs to come out, what needs to be transcended, what needs to be explored, and what needs to be just, moved on. Instead, we focus on our careers. We're focused on providing. We're focusing on all these roles, basically, that society has defined for us. But in the end, internally, are you truly happy? Do you truly find joy and passion in your day-to-day life? Not just what you do for a living, but in your day-to-day life. Do you feel the blessings of having the communication with your partner at the end of the day? Or is it just another conversation?
In the small, like you say, in the small,
the smallest things.
Okay, the communication is not small, but like in the smallest things, like, I don't know, drinking a cup of coffee and enjoying the time,
I'll give you an example.
And listening to our podcast during drinking a cup of coffee, of course.
Or just sitting next to your partner, not saying a damn word and just being there with them, present, just holding them, not saying a damn word and just being in that presence for 5 minutes and getting lost in that connection. Can you give yourself that time? And tell me, when you talk about wanting to connect with somebody, try that. Don't say a word and just be present. Just maybe it's just 1 minute. Try it with 1 minute. Look at them in the eyes and just try to feel them out.
That's challenging.
Exactly. But if you practice it, you'll learn that your heart will allow you to connect. If your heart's able to connect to your mind as well, then you find more peace and joy in your everyday little things that you do.
Let me ask you something,
Mm-hmm.
especially now the question for the man here, but I think it's also interesting for the women. You say you're the provider and you were in the masculine energy and so on. So you were suppressing also this emotional feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when you started like tapping more into this emotional body experience, intelligence, so to say, I think uh, emotional intelligence is now coming more and more also in corporate world.
Correct.
At least the importance of this. But did you felt like because maybe that's something that some men's or more men's have as a fear? Did you felt like losing your masculinity or losing from your energy to be the provider, to be the decision maker, like kind of making you softer? You know what I mean? And then for your wife on the other side, not feel so safe and secure because you started expressing the emotions.
Yeah. So, great question. Great question, because I actually went through that.
Oh, that's good. Tell me more.
No, that's a fantastic question, because yes. So as you go from the really all the way to the left, to provider, this and that, right? We're all built that way. And then you start exploring yourself, see all the crap that you have to deal with. So now you're swinging all the way to the right, getting more in touch with your emotions and understanding what's going on, and understanding the other perspective of yourself and everybody else. Everybody else. I mean, literally my relationships, everybody else. So then I started exploring that part for a while, because that's more in tune to everything. I mean, I was becoming super sensitive to the most beautiful things, like the flowers. That was crazy. I went from left all the way to right.
Oh, you were the one hugging the trees and singing in the rain.
Not sometimes, but not really. Not to that point. Yeah.
But the emotional expression.
But the emotion, yes, the emotional expression was there.
I get it. Yeah.
So then I'm going through that. I'm like, dang, this is kind of cool, right? So I'm going through that experience of what does it feel to be on the other side, the other energy. What does that other energy feel like to actually express it without any judgment?
And how was for your wife?
Exactly. That's why I say it's a great question. So I didn't know this, but then I go through this. She's like, whoa, wait a minute. What happened to the really goal oriented, very driven individual, the very masculine energy in that sense, right? Like, where is he?
Oh, she asked you?
Eventually, yeah, because she was going through the flow, but eventually, yeah, it gets asked, like, what happened? Then, as the question gets asked, you realize, oh crap, yeah, that's right. Where the hell did I go? You lost yourself again. So that's how you go through these cycles. So I acknowledged it and I recognized it. I kind of lost myself because I'm everything. I told you in the last episode, we're everything. In the social situations, we're everything. There's a lot of different facets to us. But I can't just explore more of this. I know I need to be properly balanced completely. Okay. Mm-hmm. At all times, basically, because that's me. I'm there. I'm so many different things. So I brought back the driven energy and the masculine traits and all that. But now I have a better perspective of how to express the other energy, the feminine energy as well, and keep it balanced. Okay. So now I'm living, I would like to say, I'm not saying, but I think I'm living a more balanced life, internal life, mm-hmm. where I'm feeling both energies, but my joy goes back to, I love to build. I love to create. I love to provide. But now I also love to express.
Okay. But
freely.
Let me expand again about the reaction of your wife, because you said she asked you. But was there a moment where she didn't felt, because, when the one is the provider, you're the singular provider, the challenge, and you say your wife was also going through her situation, was a moment where she didn't felt the safe and security of the provider? And if yes, how did you manage it as a couple, to go through this process?
Of course.
Together?
So the answer is yes. And how do you manage it? You realize where you started, what you've evolved in, what I'm going through internally and externally, because she sees it. The external we see right away. She tells me where she started, what she went through, same thing, and how she's feeling internally. Okay? And we basically put everything out there saying, okay, I'm realizing that yes, I kind of lost my way a bit of that old energy that I actually enjoy. I really enjoy. Like even
Creative assertiveness.
you've seen it. You've seen it. Get me in the front of a commercial first.
Oh
I'm a
yeah,
different guy.
I can tell you guys, when I give him like a contract, he's like on fire. There's no softness. There is no like, it's like bam, 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 this way, this way, this way, this needs, we need to be adjust. This needs to, like, I was like, whoa, this kind of person I didn't know till this moment. And it's still there, you know, it's, and exactly this beautiful balance you created, but it's like the pendulum. Like, did I understand it right? So you went from the one?
Yes, I went
like
from the one side, then all the extreme, and now I'm back I'm in the middle. I feel I'm more in the middle. Yes.
So depending on what kind of energy you need in the different situation, you know, so if we are now talking about, you know, how you give like a commercial advice to the people, it will be bam, 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 bam. It will be like, so like completely different.
Mm.
Okay. So let me try just to recapture again. So that means you make a conscious decision together, but you started kind of the internal process before the decision to drop the job or to change, before actually realizing that you were willing to change the job, you know. Then you decided together as a couple to go through this process, because especially you were the provider. I think, you know, in a couple where the woman is maybe not the provider. I don't say it nowadays. You never define which one, but you know, maybe it could be a little different. And then you went through this process. You define a timeline. You gave your time for the internal process, and then you start building your external expertise to the person that you're now, you know, like creating this toolbox with different techniques and topics. So you now work daily with clients who have with different challenges, maybe exactly the challenge that you went through in a one shape or form this 6 months, and still, you know, we are ever evolving, you know, and help them. So, and I experience it as your vacation every day because you love your occupation.
Yes.
So the last question that I have is, what would you say to somebody or to anybody who is listening to you and they say, yeah, that's pretty nice, Pedro, but you know, you had the support of your wife. You had your financial for some point, like backup created, you know, sorted up, and you could give the luxury to like 6 months focus on yourself, and then, you know, few years in parallel, you know, to build the expertise and to start like building it, and so on and so on. But I'm alone. I'm stuck in my business, or I'm stuck in my career, and I don't feel good. I don't feel satisfied. I don't know what I like. Where can I start? How can I do it? And how can I accelerate it? Like you say.
Okay. So you don't have to go through the 6 months alone, because I was aware of tools like hypnosis, which accelerate processes super quick. I went through the traditional method. But so if you're by yourself, perhaps you don't have any support financially, perhaps all these other things that Anna has mentioned. The first thing you need to do is take action as far as a decision, meaning, am I ready to take a step? So this is a conscious one. Am I ready to take a step to start exploring what is it that I maybe want to pursue or explore about myself that I might find joy? So start with the first thing is consciously take a step. Now, the question is, what is that step? There are so many tools out there that a lot of them are free, by the way. There's so many tools out there. So if you do not find mentally and you start feeling emotionally, you don't find even an hour a day or 30 minutes a day to invest in yourself, then I'm telling you, the answer to the first question is you're not going to be able to take the step because you're not ready.
So prioritize.
Oh,
prioritize. Yeah.
Because yes, we have 24 hours in the day, but I guarantee you, if you look at where you do your coffee breaks, if you look at the time from where you have to go to work and where you know, the time from work to home and vice versa, you will find buckets of time that you can start figuring out how to prioritize your day. It's just about being real with yourself. Is it really something you want to explore? So first make the conscious decision to take that step.
And if I'm afraid to do it,
Then that's a
say,
great step. That means, why are you afraid to do it?
Mhm.
So even the fear gives you an opportunity to explore, because you understand, why the hell am I afraid to do it?
Maybe the belief that what I like to do won't support me financially to the same level. Give an example.
Fantastic. Make sure that's a reality. Here's what I mean. In this day and age, I have 14-year-olds making a lot of money on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm being serious.
With shitty videos,
Yeah.
like nonsense. Right.
So now they're probably asking, well, but what does it mean for me? That's not what I want to do. Okay, fine. But remember, life is about exploring yourself, and you explore yourself best through challenges, not through ease and comfort, through challenges. Okay. So whatever you like to do, how do you become the best at what you like to do? Do some research. Once again, investment in time in yourself. Mm-hmm. So if you keep saying no to all these things, which some people might, then that's okay. You're not ready. So don't take that step of leaving your job and doing that stuff. That's fine. But please be honest and raw with yourself of where you are today, and see how many yeses and how many nos you give yourself. And trust me, even in hypnosis, there's a lot of pro bono community service programs out there that are free. Well, here's the difference. And that maybe this will be a kick in the butt or a motivation for some people. If you're motivated to, say, go through one of the tools being hypnosis, okay? And you never know, because I do pro bono work too. I mean, I love to help people. So I also do pro bono work. So if you go through a program, okay, you only go through a program if you actually know about the program. That means you actually have to do research. You actually have to do the research and find out, hey, these tools, I could actually get it for free from this person, that person. So I'm telling you, there's so much abundance in information out there, so much abundance in tools. A lot of them are free. Somewhere, somehow, a lot of them are free. Okay. But the difference between the person that's moving towards their passion and love and all this stuff, they're following the signals, the internal signals, saying, I'm not going to let my mind block me for right now. I want to go ahead and explore. And they're also following the little signs that they're getting on a day-to-day where they're being guided. But you have to be willing to spend the time on yourself. And it always starts with the self first. Hence the name of my company is Heal Thyself First. That's the name. That's the reason I named my company that. Heal anything, whatever is inside of you. First, yourself first. Start with yourself. So make time for yourself. Because if you want somebody to think you're valuable, and you want somebody to think your services are valuable, that you want somebody to think that you have a beautiful asset to share with the world, it starts with you. So do that for yourself. Value yourself. You have a gift. You all have a gift. You all are blessings to this universe. You all add something beautiful to this world. So don't hold yourself back. Take the first step and see where it leads you. Okay? But there's so many free things out there. And I wish I was wise enough to realize that. But I accept that was my path. Because now I walk the talk, because I told you the name of my company is Heal Thyself First. How can I name that be the name of my company if I didn't do it to myself first? Mm-hmm. Then I'm just talking out of my, you know what?
Yeah, I get
okay. You. So maybe it motivates you, maybe it doesn't, maybe it turns you off, it doesn't matter, but just listen to something maybe that resonates with you, something.
Like this podcast.
Yeah. Get yourself up and dust it off and go and explore. Find your joy. Find your joy. Because I'm telling you right now, it is an amazing feeling when you wake up every morning knowing that whatever you're doing, the thing that makes you so happy, you actually get paid for it too. It's amazing.
I'm on a vacation every single day because I love my occupation and I get paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can add it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So beautiful. Definitely. Thank you, Pedro, that you walk this path and that you're an example, from like being here in corporate and deciding to start like by ground zero, very raw with yourself and to be an example, because I think nowadays why we did this episode is to see when he can do it, you can do it. It's like, it's not just to, say, hey, look what I did, but it's more about take it as inspiration to see, okay, if he can do it and he can make this decision, and don't take the circumstances around him, whether supportive people or not supportive people. There is a lot of examples where no one was supporting the person around. You can find it. And just like he said, take the first step, start exploring, go this path. And it won't be always so easy. It's a roller coaster ride, but enjoy the roller coaster ride. Why we go to like Disneyland and so on and go on the roller coaster? Because of the excitement, being alive.
So buy yourself the ticket. Buy yourself the ticket and get in front of that ride.
Yeah.
Take it all in. The excitement, the fear, the challenges, the ups and downs. Take it all in.
Yeah.
But know that in the end, when you stop and you are about to get off, how do you feel? Oh man, that was an amazing ride.
I did it.
So take that ride. Take that ride.
Yeah, definitely. Make your life a vacation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Click on one of the videos below and don't forget to like and subscribe.